Hello everyone. Today my partner and I would like to introduce the research of our group that's related to how to hedge the currency risk by two different derivatives. Since the Agreement of Bretton Woods has been collapsed in 1973, the global trading has entered the process of internationalization. The importing and exporting business of multinational firms become an emerging issue, which could also lead to the firm having to pay attention to manage the currency risk among the international transactions. The currency exposure is also called the foreign exchange risk, which is related to the possibility of the value of the asset or liabilities, which denominated in foreign currency in international economic transactions. The foreign exchange risk may also cause the value of the underlying assets to rise or fall due to the fluctuation of the foreign exchange rate. There are three main types of currency risk, which is the transaction exposure, accounting exposure, and economic exposure. The transaction exposure refers to possibility that an economic entity could suffer loss due to the changes in foreign exchange rate in transactions that use foreign currency for pricing and payments. The translation exposure, also known as the accounting risk, which refers to the risk arising from changes in the value of overseas assets and liabilities caused by changes in exchange rate during the accounting process of the economic entity. The last one is the economic exposure, which is related to a potential risk of changes in the company's earnings over a certain period of time due to the fluctuation of the exchange rate.
Next, I will introduce functions of forward market. Firstly, forward market helps foreign exchange traders, merchants, and other entities to mitigate the risks at the financial market. The market is composed of participants such as hedgers, brokers, banks, traders. Thus, forward market will allow the participants to enter into agreement that allow them to mitigate financial risk. Since both parts are expected to abide by the original exchange rate irrespective of variation. And secondly, forward market allows participants to operate across nations with different currency without being worried about the risks which may be involved, especially when the currency fluctuates. Thirdly, forward market protects parts involved in the agreement against exploitation or financial loss. Agreement made under forward market are binding. That is, no part is allowed to back out of the deal, even when the swap and the spot rates are either favorable or unfavorable.
Nextly, I'm going to talk about the functions of options. There are two functions involved in options. Option market allows investors to hedge financial risks or losses associated with the uncertain exchange rate. The holders is protected against the loss in the sales or purchase value without having to sacrifice the probable profits. Options provide investors with opportunities to purchase or sell at a straight price, which is predetermined. But the investors have rights to decide whether to execute the rights or not. If financial situation not good for them, investors will not execute the rights. In addition, another important function is flexible. There are several types of options available in the market, which can be categorized in a number of ways. Call option and put option are two the most important and particular types of options, which are well known among the market players. As a result, based on financial situation. Investors can choose a reasonable types of options to hedge currency risks, which is flexible for them.
Here is the structure of the forward market, and now we have some examples to explain how to use the forward market to hedge the current risk. The US importers are importing 100 million euro goods in 3 months, and today's exchange rate is 1 euro equal to 1.25 US dollar. If because the importer will pay the US dollar for in 3 months, and they will worry about the US dollar to decrease. What is the strategy of that? We assume the forward rate at 1 euro equal to 1.26 United States dollar. After 3 months, the exchange rate changed to 1 euro equal to 1.27 US dollar. The forward long position could be applied here. The company could gain the 1 million US dollar from the close-up position of the forward contract because the ST minus K is 1 million and lost 1 million US dollar from the euros rising, and the result, the balance is 0. So the firm was successful hedging the risk from the increased rate of the foreign currency. The option market is also used for financial instruments in foreign exchange market, which are popular to hedging the risk of the currency. Here we have some examples to explain how to use the full option market to hedge the currency risk. A US importer input 100 million euros milk from Germany in 3 months, and they are worried about the European dollar increase. Today's exchange rate is 1 euro equal to 1.25 US dollar. What is the strategy? We assume the American Euro call option with strike price is 1 euro equal to 1.25 US dollar. The priming of this call option is 1 euro equal to 0.01 US dollar, 1 euro equal to 1.25 US dollar, and the priming is 1 euro equal to 0.01 US dollar. 3 times after, the exchange rate moved to 1 euro equal to 1.26 US dollar. The American importer will exercise the call option and get paid off with 1 million, and however, they would pay the 1 million US dollar premium in total. Therefore, the balance is 0, so they are perfect hedging the currency risk by the option market.
In conclusion, forward rates and options can be used as an effective method to hedge unexpected exchange rates. Forward rate can be regarded as an obligation for related party, which means that related party must to achieve their contract when expiring date is coming, regardless of what the market conditions at that period. Therefore, forward rate also can be regarded as a less flexible financial instrument in derivative market. In addition, options is also an important financial instrument to hedge unexpected currency risk. Investors can enter into a long call contract, which means that when underwriting currency higher than strike price, investors have rights to choose executive rights, which can help investors to gain return from currency appreciation. Moreover, options can be viewed as a versatile derivative product, which includes bullish buyers and the bearish sellers in call options and bearish buyers and bullish sellers in put options. However, this report suggests that if there is a large international trade between two different countries, exchange rates is necessary factors for them to consider how to avoid currency risk by using forward contract and options, which is an effective financial instrument to avoid potential loss.